Alright, guys, we're going to do one more of these tonight, actually, because I found the chapter I want to talk about with Donald Trump's actually, and all of these naughty politicians, right? I'm going to read this and we're going to talk about a certain paragraph. Okay, here we go. This is, are you passive or dominant by nature? Alright, when assuming the role of the witch, it is important to remember you are acting in an ultimately dominant capacity, even though you are passive by nature. Every woman is essentially passive, but only insofar as her biological functions are concerned. So we hold in liquids, we make babies. A lot of our functions are sort of holding and keeping, right? Um, Many women, and especially those who are inclined to be predators, are decidedly masculine in their drives. The biggest threat to any man is that which attacks his ego in a feminine form. The most aggressive male will be a willing slave, so long as his ultimate male ego is allowed to remain intact. Once a man has been charmed by a witch, he should be unable to resist whatever her wishes might be. The more sexually secure a man is, the less sexually aggressive he is likely to be. This is a rule all witches must learn well. One of the first signs of a need to be dominated by a woman shows up in the overly aggressive male, sexually speaking. We can liken this to the mistaken recognition of the sadist and the masochist. It would be assumed that the sadist would be the man who goes about insulting and baiting others, while the masochist quietly sits back without offending anyone. Actually, it is the person who torments others at the drop of a hat that is the masochist, because he secretly wishes to be beaten for his rude and offensive behavior, and does what he can to engender such retribution. Such is the overaggressive male who paws every woman he comes near, and could vulgarly be described as an ass grabber, or what we have now, pussy grabber. So this is what one of my prime concerns about Donald Trump is, that he's actually not a top at all. He's quite the bottom. So who's he going to be bottoming for? Who's he going to be bottoming for? That's the question. Because according to his behavior, he's actually begging to be put in his place, and we're going to see who's going to put him in his place. It should be very interesting. Anyway, back to this. This type of man seldom gets his comeuppance at the hands of a real witch, because women instinctively think of him as a dominant and aggressive type, when actually he is crying out to be mastered. His aggressive behavior is more a challenge to fight than to make love. And we see his type chewed up the most in the animal kingdom, where the shots are called with more accuracy. If you want a man you can master easily, this is an ideal type to stalk, as he will fall right into your hands without your even trying. All that needs to be done is to act as brash and insulting as possible, and he will fall helplessly in love with you. If, however, you succumb to his first advances, and do not symbolically slap his face, which is what he wants, he will have had the unrewarding satisfaction of defiling another stupid broad, thus sustaining his disappointment in women, and frustrating his search for a woman he can respect. What he really means when he refers to a woman he can respect is a woman who's tougher than he is. If you are outwardly a dominant type of woman, you are probably used to being approached by this type, and wonder why that just when you think you have found a real dominant male who can make you feel like a helpless creature, he turns out to be another little boy who clutches at you like his nursemaid. The submissive type of woman is never too disappointed by this type, because she usually gives in to him before he has the chance to show his true colors. Neither will she ever reap any rewards from him, though, as he can feel no respect for his submissive partner. For those of you who are passive type witches, it is important that you hold off just a bit to see how really dominant he is. If he shows interest in you and tries to put the make on you and you refuse, if he is truly dominant by nature and sure of himself, he will move on to someone else who he feels is mutually interested, and thereby indulge himself in a most selfish manner. This is the man worth setting your spell for, as he is truly independent and will complete your passive nature. Then it is your turn to act as the aggressor, and, as if an afterthought, agree to accept his advances. You have made the most important submissive move that gratifies his dominant nature, yet genuinely not allowed him to think you're a pushover. If, however, the man you have thought to be dominant becomes more frantic after you have rejected his advances, forget it. You will wind up with a wailing suitor who will stifle your chances to find the man you really need. The sexually overaggressive man can be collected easily by the naturally dominant woman, who can accumulate an entire slave camp simply by allowing herself to appear on the scene wearing the accoutrements of the pushover as bait. Many successful career witches have acquired their male adjutants in this very manner. This is why many of the best positions in sales and executive managership are held by such ass grabbers, whose sexual combativeness is sublimated in the business world. So, anyway, if that's not an amazing description of Donald Trump, I don't know what is. um, and I love the information. I love the information so much. It's in here. It's just one take, but it's very unique information, I think. All right, guys. Well, have a great night, and please like and subscribe and leave your comments down below. Bring you content every day, trying to increase the quality of it. And have a great night, and I'll talk to you guys later. All right, bye.